The Diabloceratops is known to be the most over-aggressive herbivore in the Isle of Vrima. The players who play them usually cannibalize their own. They mixpack and they'll kill anything on sight. In this video, I'm going to be playing this brutal herbivore, but not like how everyone else plays. I'm going to be a normal, docile dibble, only becoming aggressive when I need to defend myself. All of the other dibbles I came across were surprisingly friendly and helped me in my journey. But as you can probably tell from the title, we're going to be using the dibble's powers for good. This is the story of the Mixpack killer, Diabloceratops. You may be wondering why I'm a fresh adult dibble. Well, the reason is I lost the footage of my juvie life. I got pretty upset over it. But to be honest, nothing much happened, so you're not missing anything. A Hera tagged along with me. This Hera would stick with me for a long time. My guess is he was bored and just wanted to interact with someone, and I wasn't going to kill him for that. I approached the upper river and I found two Carnos. I paused and they started circling me. I was certain that they were going to attack. But eventually, after a long staring contest, the Carnos finally two-called and even did some crouching. However, I was still suspicious that this could have been a trap. I went to grab water and the Carnos didn't disturb me, and they went on their way afterwards. A little while later, I looked across the field to see a big herd of dibbles attacking those same Carnos from earlier. And it looks like they already killed something else. Now, knowing the usual dibble nature, I decided to get the heck out of there. I felt that if they spotted me, they would absolutely go and kill me. And since I wasn't fully grown, I wouldn't be able to outrun them. So I decided to make a break all the way to West Rail Access, hoping to find something smaller to fight. And that same Hera tagged along with me. After I had made it to West Rail Access, I was watching that Hera hunt a boar, when some dealers decided it was time for dinner. I wasn't going to help the Hera, and I headed for the lake, looking behind me to see the Hera getting chased around. I made it to the lake and started drinking. After I got in my drink, I made my way back to the open field where some delos were trying to kill the same Hera. And I don't know why, but a little baby delo started attacking me. I made short work of him. Later into the night, I had finally reached fully grown, and I could choose my last mutation. I chose photosynthetic tissue because being faster is always a plus. Because West Rail Access had no action, I decided to head back to South Plains. It was there that I encountered two albino Deinos on land. Now, I wasn't going to try to kill them. But then, I saw a dibble come and attack them. But after a couple of bites, the dibble backed off, and it looked like the Deinos were going to head back to the water. I nervously approached the dibble group, praying that they weren't going to Canni me. Thankfully, they too called, and I was let into their group. As we were talking, one of the Deinos had come back and was definitely stepping out of his territory. I hadn't engaged yet, but the other dibble didn't seem to like the Dino. Now, both Deinos had stepped way too far inland, and I was ready for a fight. I tried to threaten them, but that only seemed to make them more mad. Eventually, I made my first move. These Deinos didn't seem too experienced at fighting. Pretty soon, they realized that they were out of stam and needed to get back to the river. But now they were going to feel the punishments of their actions. The Stego came out of nowhere and immediately killed one of the Deinos. The Stego didn't seem to be great at the game, as it kind of forgot how to swing. It was all or nothing. We all charged the other Deino to stop it from getting to the water. And eventually, it too perished. A very nice victory for us Herpies. After this, we lived quite a peaceful life, eating plants and hanging out. A different Stego approached us, and I felt really nervous, but my Dib friends were still sitting, and thankfully the Stego walked past without engaging with us. We went to the river and grabbed a drink, and the Stego even protected me. Although soon, you'll find out that this Stego is not as friendly as he may seem. After a long while of staying at the patrol area, I saw a Carno mixpacking with Sarah's. I called it out, but no one really paid too much attention. Then, after a little bit, one of the Dibs charged over to them, and I followed. We scared them off, and they didn't put up much of a fight at all. Just then, a Dibble said in chat that the Stego that helped us kill those Deinos was just cannied by another Stego. After hearing this news, we rushed down to the saltwater lagoon. And sure enough, we found our poor Stego friend dead. We merged our Dibble groups into one. We then spread out searching for the cannibal Stego. We kept searching until we heard a Dib tell us that the Stego was on Canni. Then we got even worse news. The Stego had brought in another Stego. Just then, we finally found them. Worst of all, not only were there 2 stegos, they had also brung a Dino. Even with the odds stacked against us, we charged. We were going to do everything in our power to get revenge for that stego. Eventually, they started retreating to the lagoon, where the Dino can easily kill us. Just then, the Dino tried lunging at me. He missed, but I stupidly went back in for a counterattack and failed miserably. He had grabbed me, and I was going to be dragged to a watery grave. Accepting my death, I typed in my last words. But somehow, by the grace of God, I somehow escaped the Dino. However, one of the dibbles that tried saving me had swam too deep and was taken by the Dino. Rest in peace. With a ton of our dibbles completely massacred, we backed off and were going to regroup. Me and another dibble decided to nest so our dead friends can come back. Little did we know that the Mixpack had one last attack planned. The Sarahs were with the Stegos and they tried to ambush our nest. I wasn't paying much attention, but got up and defended our nest as fast as I could. We had gotten them to retreat. I returned and informed my dibbles that I had to log. I wished them luck for the rest of their time. When I logged back in, I was going to be joined by my friend Kenji. He was a baby dibble. I found him and I led him away from a nearby stego that could have killed him easily if it wanted to. I led him to the sanctuary where he could get a good diet and get some growth time in. After a full night cycle, we found a fresh spawn dibble. We escorted him to the sanctuary, and we even met a cute baby stego. We filled up on our diets and we met another friendly dibble. As we were eating down at the lower patrol, a sneaky Dilo wanted some baby dibble meat. He stalked us for a bit, but was too hesitant to attack. Long into the night, we returned to the mud pit where we found two Deinos making a nest. The Harrows were definitely going to try and murder the little babies. We helped guard the nest, and even a stego joined the party. Eventually, we all split apart, and I didn't do much except helping Kenji grow. After a while, me and him logged out. Unfortunately, I wasn't recording earlier, so here's a little bit of context. Me and Kenji had just logged in, and we encountered what seemed like a friendly herd, until we saw that they had a Dino. After seeing this, I really wanted to fight them, as I hate mixpackers. But we resisted the urge, and we went to the patrol zone to eat some plants. However, Kenji accidentally misclicked and killed one of the mixpackers' galleys. This angered the stegos, and they started to 3-call us and try to scare us away, which I found to be understandable, so we complied and backed off. However, one of the stegos kept chasing Kenji and tried to swing him. He ran over to me and knocked over their other galley who was also attacking him. We kept running, but they kept chasing us. Eventually, the galley tried attacking Kenji again, but was swiftly killed. The other dib questioned us, but we told him what happened. The stego again approached us and started chasing us once more. This stego would go on to chase us for a very long time, and to be honest, I was getting quite sick of it. And I also knew that he was wasting all of his stamina. The stego tried swinging the other dibble, and by that point, I was ready to teach these mixers a lesson. After I had single-handedly destroyed both of the adult stegos, I healed up my bleed and prepared to fight that dino. We approached the water and threatened them. The GV stegos swam across the river. But I wanted to intercept them, so I headed down the waterfall. But I slid down a bit too fast. I didn't want it to end like that, but that's just how life turns out. I guess you could say that Diabloceratops' over-aggressive nature is what got me killed in the end. This video took a very long time to make, and I would absolutely appreciate it if you subscribed. Thank you so much for watching till the end.